It looked like a classic Al-Qaeda attack, but this was from the opposite end of the political spectrum. A far-right extremist, possibly a lone wolf, furious at perceived Islamification in Norway, venting his anger on his own people. But it appears Anders Behring Breivik wasn't alone in his warped political ideology. His alleged manifesto boasts of links around Europe, and he even claims he attended a summit with other extremists in April 2002 in London. Far-right groups have condemned the massacre in Britain, but some, like the English Defence League, whose rallies have often descended into violence, have described the attacks as a wake-up call for politicians. They share Breivik's anger at perceived uncontrolled immigration. They say tensions are at boiling point.
Resentment is huge, I'm telling you, but you're not going to see Anders Breivik kind of action. I don't believe that's going to happen. But you are going to see you're going to see mosques invaded, that kind of thing.
The far right is enjoying a resurgence across Europe. In the Netherlands, Geert Wilders' Freedom Party won 15% of the vote in 2010. In Denmark, the Danish People's Party, led by Pierre Gott, has 25 seats in the parliament. And in France, Marine Le Pen's Front National has surged in popularity.
Perhaps one of the reasons why we've seen a rise in far-right political groups is, particularly in this country, I think a lot of the analysis looks at the failure of mainstream parties on the left and right and center of really addressing issues that are taken very seriously by a lot of working class people in this country, such as immigration.
America has already experienced the horror of a far-right lone wolf terrorist. Timothy McVeigh's truck bombing of a federal building in Oklahoma in 1995 left 168 people dead. And in Britain, an anonymous face in a crowd suddenly became a killer in 1999. Extremist David Copeland set off 3 bombs targeting minorities. David Copeland's terrible bombing campaign was 12 years ago here in London, but the police have never discounted the threat from a so-called lone wolf terrorist. In some ways, it is their worst case scenario. Events in Norway have underlined just how difficult it is to thwart such an attacker. If they're acting alone, it's almost impossible for security agencies to spot them. No co-conspirators means no emails to intercept and no phone calls to tap. With rising discontent among the far right, it is a problem now vexing police across Europe. Dan Rivers, CNN, London.